Taking the wrong champion to 6-star in Raid Shadow Legends is one of those forgivable mistakes that everybody is guilty of. It's a mistake that can delay your account progression by a few weeks or even a month. In this video, I'm going to be going through my roster and view some champions I don't feel so good about taking to 60. Now, disclaimer, first of all, this is different from every account. I'm a free-to-play player and depends on where you're focused on, whether you love the clan boss, whether you focus on faction wars, or you just want to beat the dungeons. Now let's look at my roster. Most of those champions will probably be found in the vault because that's where you put champions you don't use anymore. So I'm kind of categorizing them by champions I really don't use anymore in the game. As you can see, the first one you think I took some, is it rare champions? No, uncommon champions to 6-star. Champions like, what's his name now? I forgot this poisoner name. Let me take them out of the vault so we can see them better. Alright, I got them out of the vault. So I'm saying the first ones that people usually regret taking to 6-star is these uncommon champions. Amiga and where is this guy? Outlaw Monk. This is one of the champions that people regret taking to 6-star because he's very easily replaced and the replacement is so easy to get. I'm talking about you might get an Occult Brawler or you might get a Frozen Banshee. You might get a Poisoner that is better, but for the early game, when you rush and take him to 6-star because you wanted to do a lot of damage in the clan boss, you wanted to beat easy and normal or brutal faster, you quickly find out that you get a replacement for him easily. So I'm not saying he's a bad champion, is good for the early game. I'm just saying this is not worth taking to 6-star. Now I mentioned Amiga and some people gasped. And you think I wanted to say don't take Amiga to 6-star. No, I'm saying Amiga is one of the ones that some people regret because they find better turn meter reduction champions very soon. Let's say you got an Outlaw after you took Amiga to 6-star, you'll be like, when will you ever use an Amiga? But because of his block revive, he still have a lot of uses in every part of the game. So this is not one of the ones I regret. I'm just saying he's one of the uncommon champions that people might regret. So I didn't take Outlaw Monk to 6-star, so this is one you might find on your list maybe. So one that I personally regret is, where is her name? This one, Soulbound Boya. Now she's great, she's awesome, she has her uses, she's awesome for faction wars also. But the reason why I regretted the 6-star of this champion is the reason behind me taking her to 6-star. As you can see, I put her in a lifesteal. And for her masteries, I gave her this retaliation. No, retribution, I mean. So she counterattacks and heals. I built this champion just for the sole purpose of beating one boss in the dungeon. Can you guess which boss? I'm going there. Spider 20. Because I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. I didn't have the HP bond that was required. I didn't have the stuns and the freeze. So I built this champion just to help me decrease the turn meter of the spider boss who was taking a lot of turns and taking me down. And that is why I built her up. And I regret because if I had been patient a little bit, by patience, I mean stay in the level that you can farm. If it's 13, farm your 13. If it's 15, farm your 15. But because of the Arbiter missions was making me do the spider, I wanted to progress and I built her just to get past the stage. And later I got other champions. I'll even show you what I almost did. If you check my inventory, you'll find me leveling another Amiga. Where is he? I don't know if I use him as food yet. But let's see. You see? I had an Amiga in 22 here and even gave him some potions. I was ready to level up a second Amiga just to pass that spider boss because I wanted turn meter reductions. So this is not a wise investment when one boss frustrates you and you take all that anger and make the wrong decisions. Instead of being patient a little bit, and with time you might get that champion that will help you pass that stage easily. Why? Because these champions now will be left forever in this vault. I'm talking about if I had taken the monk to 60, he might be useless. And then who else? If I had taken, where is she now? Okay, I brought her out. So Bound Boya, she's useless right now in my account, but no, she's not, because she still has her uses. So on a rare occasion, some of these champions might be useful for the faction wars. So if I go to my barbarian faction, she is one of the ones who is always taking down the turn meter of the boss, and because she has this retribution and counter attack built into her skill, and she's always healing, she kind of makes the boss easy for me to take down on 21. Faction was 21. So although I said I regret it, I'm saying in my tier list she is right there. Useful for faction wars, but useless for every part of the game. I don't use her in any part of the game other than faction wars. So if your account is not at a place where you're focusing on faction wars, you shouldn't level champions just for faction wars. So another champion on my list that I'll probably regret taking to 6-star, I already brought her out of the vault, is Reliquary Tender. I also built this one for the spider because I wanted that cleanse. I wanted that to just take off all the poisons that the spider is putting on one person and the person is about to go down. I built her for spider, and I put her with speed so she can do it a lot. So the champions I built for that spider 20, I currently don't use them. When Doom Tower came out, she was really useful because we didn't figure out how to beat the bosses then. We thought cleanse was the best way. Of course, for the one of the Doom Tower spider boss, she's still useful, but I'm saying her job can be still done at level 50. Most of these champions can do their job perfectly at level 50, and Amiga at 50 can also do the turn meter reduction with all the speed you can give to him. Of course, he might not hit as hard because of the tier 6 mastery is not given to him, but she is not a champion that requires tier 6 mastery. You can see I didn't even finish her mastery, so there was no really need for me to push her to 60 when I was not going to finish her mastery. She's not being targeted, she has enough HP and speed to heal herself and all that. So I regret taking this champion to 6-star. If I could, I would just use her as food to level up another champion to 6-star right now. But Plarium doesn't allow us take a level 60 and use her to feed another level 60 to be 6-star. Of course, I can always use her as food if I run out of space one day. I think that's my 2. I don't want to mention any other names. If I say Pixnil, I don't even know why I pushed this one to 6-star. I know it's a legendary. It's one of those ones where she just looks so cool, and when she came out, there was a lot of hype about her, and then freeze, and she has a lot of utility, but then she was weak, and so she's chilling in my faction wars right now. And I've even found a replacement for her in the faction wars because she doesn't do any damage, or she has that freeze. That's about the only thing I think I'm use her for. I don't even want to waste time and go through the skills. I just know this is one of the champions I regret taking to 6-star. I even built her with a what do you call it? This freeze debuff artifacts, but she doesn't do the job for me. Probably we'll get a buff, or she will get buffed in the next announcement they make or whatever, but that's one of the ones I also regret. I was focusing on the uncommons and the rares because those ones are usually fall off your account after some time, but this is one legendary that I don't think I would be happy about for the long run. There is no other one I did. You can see a lot of them chilling at 50 50 50, so I became wiser. Even my War Maiden is chilling at 50 because she could do her job of decreased defense perfectly at level 50. So she was the one I used at 50 until I finally got what is face Stagnite. So that's my 3 champions I regret taking to 6-star. Pixnil, Soban Boya, and Reliquary Tender. What are your top 3 champions that you think you shouldn't have taken to 6-star that fast? That is, they're just chilling, and you never really use them in your accounts. Now, I'm not talking about champions like this that I took to 6-star and I never built them because I wanted to use them for clan boss and then I found somebody better. This champion might never come into my clan boss team, but I don't regret taking to 6-star because I'll still build them for faction wars. There are champions who are so powerful for faction wars that you are happy that even if you don't use them in the clan boss or in the dungeons, you use them for the faction wars. But Pixnil is somebody that will fall out of my faction wars. Reliquary Tender is somebody that will fall out of my faction wars. And of course, Soban Boya is also somebody that falls out of my faction wars. So those 3 are the ones I decided to pick for this video. So how do you choose yours? Let me know in the comments. I don't want this video to take too long. I just wanted to put this one out there for you guys. My name is Brix5D and I'll see you in the next Raid Shadow Legends video I put out. Please like and subscribe for my channel for more videos.